meeting to order. Roll call.
Test.
Commissioner Capano?
Present?
Commissioner Calucci is absent. Commissioner Ellis?
Present.
Commissioner Fudian?
Present.
And Commissioner Trahan?
Present. Minutes of previous meeting.
Make a motion to accept the minutes. Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions on the meeting here? No questions. Roll call.
Commissioner Capano?
Yes.
Commissioner Calucci is absent. Commissioner Ellis?
Yes.
Commissioner Fudian?
Yes.
And Commissioner Trahan?
Yes. Project update. Martina?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the wastewater treatment plant performed very well in the month of March. They're all on the requirements. Our average flow is a little over 22 MPD. We had 3.61 inches of rain. BOD, TSS solids, Relic Farms, all of that was okay. We had no problems whatsoever. Want me to continue on to?
Continue on.
My other item is the plant audit. So the wastewater treatment plant, by our enabling legislation, has to do a audit in year 5, 10, 15, and 18. So this is year 15, so we followed the same format we have in the others, which is to draw up some specifications and building on the other ones we did. And this one's a little bit more robust than others because we're getting towards the end. And we sent that out to the 3 companies that we have for engineer of record, I believe, engineering services. One declined and had a reason. They called. They were very nice, saying that their personnel was elsewhere. And then the other 2 did give us a price. We formed a committee here, staff. We reviewed them all. We had some additional questions. We called in the lowest price firm. Again, asked them questions. We asked for some supplemental information. They provided that. And I believe our committee's all in sync, and we are proposing that CH2M Hill do the audit as they did the past audit. And
Any questions for Bob?
Yeah. Bob, they're doing work on the incinerator over there. It's going to be shut down for, what, is that routine? I thought they did it last, is that something they do every year? Or
every year, the incinerator shut down for routine preventive maintenance. To go in, clean it, inspect it, fix any cracks in the refractory, any of that stuff. This year, we're going one step further. We're doing a little carbon replacement, and Veolia, on their own dime, is reskinning the entire incinerator with 3/8 stainless steel. So that needs to get done. So it's going to be a little bit longer shutdown than we have in the past. And I'm expecting probably in the vicinity of 4 weeks, in which time Veolia will haul sludge off-site at their own expense. And the incinerator was shut down on April 4th.
Any other questions for Bob?
And that's done every year, every single
Every year they
Yeah,
do.
every year.
I just don't remember it being shut down for, 3 or 4 weeks.
No, it usually is not. But where there's so
They're
much
doing more
other work
extensive
going
work
on.
than they normally do.
Yeah, all good stuff, all good
Good.
stuff.
Thank you, Bob. Will you put in that Commissioner Calucci showed up?
The water table's like 90%.
Okay, Rick Dodd?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission is in compliance with all federal and state drinking water regulations. The water supply capacity as of yesterday was at 90%. The average for this time of year is 86%. All 10 of the positions at the water treatment plant are currently filled. And this year's EarthFest volunteer water supply cleanup is scheduled for April 22nd, Saturday, and we expect several hundred volunteers to help us clean up the reservoirs, banks of the reservoirs in the watershed area.
Any questions for Rick?
If people in the community want to take part in that, how can they do that? Who should they contact, or where will they meet?
They should contact Park Ranger Dan Small at the Ranger's office. And I don't know, we could put the phone number on the website, I believe. We could talk to Ray about doing that.
Think we could put a little ad in or pushing the item saying that we're gonna be doing that, or?
And we can do that as well, yeah?
I make a motion that we do that.
Okay.
Second, all right.
Motion made, seconded.
Yep.
No discussion on the motion, roll call.
Roll call. Commissioner O'Connor?
Yes.
Commissioner Tucci?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellis?
Yes.
Commissioner Fujian?
Yes.
And Commissioner Trahan?
Yes. Okay, any other questions for Rick? No? Okay, we'll move on.
Thank you.
CSO update. Who's taking that, Danny?
I think Tony can update us. Just on a side note, the third modified consent decree that was approved by the commission was entered into, approved by the Department of Justice judge, and it's in full force and effect as you, I assume, are aware. Barry Fogel just shot me an email suggesting maybe he needs to come this evening to express that message, so I said, I think we're good. So I just relayed the message.
Good job.
All right, Tony, take over.
Good evening, Commissioners. As I mentioned at the last meeting, we prepared a technical memorandum to present an alternative to the need for a new outfall. That memo was submitted to the Commission. The Commission has reviewed it, provided comments, it was finalized, and as of last week, it was submitted to DEP and EPA for their review, which was a request from DEP and EPA at a meeting that we had with them about 3 or 4 weeks ago. DEP and EPA will review that memo. They've requested a follow-up meeting and then a tour of the treatment facility to see the plant in operation, because as you recall, we're proposing to use the secondary outfall 002 as a place to discharge stormwater to avoid having to build a brand-new outfall. So DEP and EPA, during our meeting, are in support of that alternative. They just want to see the details in the memo. So we'll follow up with them this week to find out when they want to schedule the meeting at the plant. And we've also asked them to determine whether or not we can actually submit that memo as is to MEPA under the MEPA Notice of Project Change filing, or if they want to wait to provide their comments before we do that. My sense is they'll be fine with us just submitting it, but we'll confirm that with them this week and then submit the MEPA filing once that's been approved. That's it.
Go ahead, Peter.
So, I remember a couple meetings ago, we had like a list of dates, you know, that with certain things had to happen. You know,
From
I
the
assume-
consent decree?
Yeah, and I assume they're happening, but I don't remember if we were gonna get a list of those dates, just to, I mean, more people are asking questions about this, you know, it's out there that we're gonna be doing this work, so it would be nice to have an idea, like your meeting, you know, you're gonna wait for a list of suggestions, or, you know, and expecting that everything will be all right, like, so how long will that take, and then how long after that? Like, I'm trying to get an idea of where we are in the process.
All the major milestones and where they are and when they're going to happen. There's no reason why a formal schedule couldn't be put together for distribution at the executive director and the chief engineer's discretion to just send it around.
Okay, great, yeah, okay, thanks.
Any other questions for Tony?
Sure.
Any other questions for Tony?
We've been negotiating, discussing this consent order for almost a few years now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can certainly get it in writing, scheduled, absolutely.
Okay, good. Just one more thing. Do we have any idea, what, we need permission from Viola, right, to use the suggestion that you guys are hoping, you know, to
No.
use, right? No, we don't. That's
But
what,
there has
I
been
didn't think so.
There has been some coordination with the plant operators and Bob Tina, and there will be more as we go further into the process, where before we even get into design, and as we get into design, there'll be coordination with Veolia and the Commission on what impacts there will be to the facility. And actually, most of the work will take part outside and away from the facility. There'll be a connection at some point to get the flow from the new pump station to the outfall, but the impact will try to be minimized in terms of having any interference or process problems. We don't anticipate any of those.
We own the facility.
I know.
It's operated, but the secondary outfall 002 is strictly operated when flows exceed, say, 75 to 85 MGD, and then that overflow is activated. Because there's reporting and documentation and certain things required when that's activated, Viola would rather not open that 002 outfall. They would rather not activate it. But now, where it's going to be the primary stormwater discharge, it's going to be activated 365 days a year. So we're working through the logistics of that, going from a line that's activated very, very rarely to something that's going to be activated and going to be a stormwater discharge.
Right, all the time.
So we have to sort of work through the logistics
No,
of
I
that.
get that, and I get that that's our place, but I didn't know if they were gonna say it might interfere with their operation or anything like that, you know,
Well,
if
we do
there'll
have
be
to
a
work out some
problem.
issues.
Yeah.
You're correct, but
Yeah.
So far, no. They've been very responsive. Like Tony said, we've had meetings, we've discussed it. They're on board. Everyone seems to think it's a good idea and working towards that end.
That's great.
Yep.
Okay, any other questions, Tony, or all set, Dave?
Thanks, thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, under business, intermunicipal agreement, capital improvement financing.
I'll take that one.
Okay,
As you're aware, we process sewage for the 3 communities as part of an intermunicipal agreement. We charge them based on the flow they send us and our actual operating costs at the plant. Second to that, in the agreement, any new or capital improvement, they are also responsible for their pro rata share. And in the past, we've allowed them to piggyback our debt financing over time versus a lump sum burden to their budgets, Swampscott, Sagas, whoever it may be. So we've done this for the initial capital improvements that were done, the wind turbine, and now we're asking authorization to do that with the incinerator upgrades as well as the chlorine change out down there. We're part of an intermunicipal group, Bob, myself, Ryan, Gino Cresta's the chairman, so we meet with the other towns on a regular basis, and this is just to button up or get authorization from the board to do that, as we have in the past.
I make a motion to accept the recommendation for the financial plan under the admissible agreement and capital improvement financing.
Second.
motion made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Any discussion on the motion?
That's all you need, is what he said? Or you need a...
That will be fine.
All right, we found it.
Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Capano?
Yes.
Commissioner Calucci?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellis?
Yes.
Commissioner Fudian?
Yes.
And Commissioner Trainer.
Yes. Okay, receptionist position, who's taking that, Danny?
I think this would be a nice Bob Finale item.
We've, in the process of recruiting a new receptionist because of some movement that was going internally. We had an employee that moved on, which opened up a position for another employee to move into. And our employee for the receptionist, who's been here only 4 months, had the opportunity to move up. And with the upcoming shut-offs that are looming, we're looking to get a receptionist in here as quickly as possible. I've interviewed, contacted 2 people that were previously applied. They had already had positions and weren't interested, but thanked me for the update. And I interviewed 3 other people, and I chose Ms. Shania D'Amico. She had the credentials and the ability to be our next receptionist.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we fill the position. Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Any discussion on the motion? Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Okay, Commissioner Capano?
Yes.
Commissioner Calucci?
Yes.
Commissioner Ellis?
Yes.
Commissioner Fudian?
Yes.
And Commissioner Trainer.
Yes. Collective bargaining, do we have to go to executive session on that, or do we?
I think so. I think so.
I need a motion.
Motion.
So,
Motion made to go into executive session. There'll be no votes taken in executive session. Who do we need in there?
Ryan, David, Sam, Anthony, Bob, and I think that's it.
You're gonna stay out?
Myself.
Okay, we're leaving the table to go in executive session. It is, 6:48. No votes will be taken. It's 7:20. No votes were taken in executive session. Nothing to discuss on this, because there's nothing here. So that's it. What's the wish of the board on the new business? Dave?
I think on behalf of the commission and myself, would like to thank all the employees and wish them a good holiday, and thank you for your hard labor for the community and the ratepayers over this past year, and have a safe and happy holiday.
Thank you.
And the whole board is on board. But now what's the wish of the board?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn carries. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries.